CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Brendan Purdy.
We have identified, or are in the process of identifying, several more victims.
Tonight on CTV News, charges laid. An Edmonton man faces 17 new charges in a child luring and sexual assault case. Good evening, and thanks for joining us. New numbers this evening show that there were more flu cases in Alberta last week than the province has recorded in a single week over the last 15 years. Numbers released today show that Alberta saw more than 2,300 new flu cases last week. That's more than 500 cases higher than the last worst spike 2 years ago, according to provincial data that dates back to the 2009-2010 flu season. The data also shows that 34 people have died from the flu this season. Doctors are asking Albertans to get vaccinated, stay home if sick, and consider wearing a mask. The Alberta government has appointed a new chief medical health officer. Dr. Vivian Sudorp has taken the job as of today. She's been the lead medical officer of health for the South Zone for 17 years and has more than 25 years of experience in public health and community medicine. Dr. Sudorp replaces Dr. Sunil Sukram, who was stepped in as interim chief medical health officer in April after Dr. Mark Joffe left. Dr. Sudorp says she's honored to accept the role and looks forward to helping ensure the public health care needs of communities across our province are met. She's scheduled to appear at a news conference on flu numbers tomorrow alongside provincial officials. So as just mentioned, the province is slated to give an update on respiratory virus season care and system capacity tomorrow morning. This announcement is slated to be made by three of the province's four health ministers: Primary and Preventative Health Minister Adriana LaGrange, Hospital and Surgical Health Minister Matt Jones, and Minister of Assisted Living Jason Nixon. The three will be joined, as mentioned, by the newly minted Chief Medical Health Officer, Dr. Vivian Sudorp. A man in Edmonton is facing more than a dozen new charges related to child luring and sexual assault after he was arrested earlier this year. Police have laid 17 new charges against Herman Polani. He now faces a total of 26 charges. The Alberta Law Enforcement Response Team alleges the accused was targeting teenage girls through social media before meeting them in person. In April, Alert said investigators had identified 2 victims and has since found 4 more. Police say the investigation isn't over yet.
We have identified, or are in the process of identifying, several more victims. And my message to them would be that we are here, we are waiting for you, we are here to support you, walk you through whatever that process looks like for you, walk you through the investigation, walk alongside of you.
Alert says Polani used several aliases online, including It's Ariel, Sugaring for a Baby, and Fox in the Hen House. He also went by the names Hemi and Zane. His next court appearance is tomorrow. Police have identified 2 men who were shot and killed in South Edmonton last week. EPS says 20-year-old Ranveer Gill and 26-year-old Gurdeep Singh died of multiple gunshot wounds last Friday. It happened near 32nd Street and 26 Ave. Police are looking for information on a dark-colored SUV that may have been in the area at the time. It's also looking for any dash cam or security footage from the area. Police believe that the killings were targeted. RCMP have charged 14 people considered priority offenders who are known or suspected to be involved in crime at oil, electricity, and critical infrastructure sites. The arrests happened between November 24th and December 5th. 2 of them were made in Parkland County. Police say they caught the offenders leaving one of their homes in a stolen vehicle. RCMP tried to intercept them on Highway 16. Video from RCMP Air Services shows one of the cars driving into oncoming traffic.
And now he's endangering the lives of innocent travelers. So for us, that's always a concern of what they're prepared to do to get away with the crime.
Both suspects were eventually arrested. Prime Minister Mark Carney met virtually with Canada's premiers earlier today, his first private meeting with political leaders since Ottawa signed a controversial energy deal with Alberta. The agreement could pave the way for a new oil pipeline to the west coast. It's stirring tensions with other provinces, especially British Columbia. Mark Villani has more on the discussions, which also focused on U.S. trade issues and the upcoming Canada-U.S.-Mexico agreement talks.
Mark Carney and Danielle Smith were all smiles last month, but not everyone shared the enthusiasm.
Grievances will be aired.
A First Ministers meeting is unfolding for the first time since Alberta and Ottawa signed a memorandum of understanding for the potential construction of a new oil pipeline to the west coast, a deal that didn't come without controversy.
The costs involved here are phenomenal. You have Indigenous issues. You have local communities that don't want it. You have environmentalists who are much opposed.
One of those opponents is David Eby. The Premier of British Columbia was tongue-in-cheek this week, joking that his kids were attempting to make him buy a series of overly expensive Christmas gifts.
They think they have a loophole. They've suggested that they enter into an MOU with Santa to be able to achieve what they're hoping for.
And while questions grow over how this could affect Liberal seats in the West, some say Carney is hoping to appeal to Canadians looking for a stronger economy.
But even if he gets people who think that it's going to work, that might buy him a bit of leeway.
Beyond energy, Carney is also dealing with more crippling threats of U.S. tariffs.
If the U.S. wanted to sit down this weekend, we could sit down this weekend and hammer out a sectoral deal. I'm confident of that.
Confident in future discussions, but perhaps not as much in the result of anti-U.S. tariff ads put out by Ontario's Premier that escalated tensions.
Well, number one, that was the best ad that's ever been run, 12.4 billion views.
We've lost 60 to 70% of our sales.
But Alberta businesses say they've been through enough, pleading for Ottawa to find a solution sooner than later.
I hope they come up with a good plan, but you're relying on the U.S. to agree to everything we're asking for, which is not always so easy.
Mark Villani, CTV News, Calgary.
City Council is considering options to bring paid parking to city attractions like the zoo and recreation centres. Councillor Michael Jans is leading the effort.
There's no such thing as free parking. That parking is incredibly expensive. There's a carrying cost of those parking lots for the sweeping, the snow removal, the maintenance, the upkeep, and then there's the opportunity cost of that land.
Jan says right now taxpayers are footing the bill. As council looks for creative ways to stabilize city finances, he suggests drivers who use those lots should pay for the upkeep. City staff are working on a report that will outline how paid parking could work at our city's facilities. Councillor Jans acknowledges it's likely an unpopular decision. It could help free up spaces faster at busy recreation centres like the Terwilliger.
I don't think that that's a solution for anything. It'll just make people mad.
If it's not noticeably better road conditions or parking, then it would kind of suck to have to pay for parking that was free.
I feel like it's just a money grab.
Paid parking could also apply to the TELUS World of Science. The facility is independently operated, but the city owns that parking lot. A spokesperson confirms it's discussing paid parking with the city. Michael Jans suggests parking fees should be flexible. People from out of town could pay more and low-income Edmontonians less. The city report is due in May. Figure skating took over West Edmonton Mall's Ice Palace earlier tonight. The hour-long figure skating performance featured skaters with skill levels ranging from beginners to those who compete internationally. Tonight's performance comes just days after the sport's national governing body, Skate Canada, decided the province will be a no-go zone for national or international competitions due to Alberta's recently passed law affecting transgender athletes. A decision that's tough for local figure skaters who want to compete in front of their family and friends.
Having that support system with me is such a big part in, having my feeling be put out on the ice. I love to perform, and having my family there is it makes it next level. It makes me feel at home and comfortable, and a home crowd is always, a huge part of the feeling. So not having that home crowd anymore is the most disappointing part.
Halliday and her fellow skaters performed from 6:30 until 7:30. The city says by noon today, more than 90% of priority and main roads had been plowed. The city says its Phase 1 parking ban is still in effect and will continue into this weekend. Even if the road is cleared, you can't park there until the ban has been lifted. Edmonton received about 10 to 15 centimeters of snow in just a few hours on Wednesday. The city says its full arsenal of plows and other equipment hit the streets to clear all that snow.
We had about 95 sanding, plowing trucks internally available and working, and we had about 80 grader call-ins. So we had a total of just under 200 pieces of equipment on the roadways working last night. Those numbers will remain at those levels until the Phase 1 parking ban is completing.
The city says you can track the locations of plows on city streets in real time on its website. Josh will have a full update on the upcoming forecast later on in weather. The Edmonton Transit Service will try something a little newer on Saturday. Staff have been working on bringing some holiday spirit to one of its trains. CTV's Merrick Takash gives us a sneak peek.
'Tis the season aboard Edmonton's first ever holiday train.
This is something it's a little more fun than the regular day-to-day in the office. It brings light to people. Brings people together. It's just been fantastic.
A team of ETS employees have been working hard to decorate this train, taking some inspiration from the CKPC holiday train, which rolls through Alberta each year.
We have a 1949 GE 44-ton locomotive that's going to be leading the train. That is our work train that most people don't actually see. It's usually working out at night.
Come this weekend, the train will be used in a different fashion.
We aren't allowing passenger boardings on this vehicle. It's not equipped for riding passengers of the public, but we will have a light rail vehicle accompanying this one, accepting donations to the United Way.
The United Way is in need of warm winter clothing. They'll be accepting everything from gloves and toques to jackets and boots. Cash and card donations will also be accepted.
It's a fantastic use of a historical piece and really a much needed piece of support for vulnerable people in our community.
The train starts at Clairview on Saturday at 5:15 p.m.
It'll stay roughly a half an hour at each station, and travel speeds will range anywhere between 10 and 30 kilometers an hour.
The train will make stops at Stadium, Central, Corona, and Southgate stations.
We kind of pulled this out very last minute with budget constraints and challenges, and just super proud of the people that came together to make it happen.
ETS received a $3,000 grant from the city to make the holiday train a reality. Merrick Takash, CTV News, Edmonton.
The owners of a local Ukrainian restaurant say they're looking at the positives after being rejected by the judges on the reality show Dragon's Den.
It's our responsibility to grow this, right, Georgia?
Yeah, and don't just take it from us. Arlene said that you will see these products on every grocery shelf in the future. So
Michelle said this is going to work. The dragons love the food.
Earlier today, staff at Donia Ukraine's Kitchen watched an online version of Dragon's Den before it aired this evening. Dragon's Den sees business owners pitch their ideas to a panel of investors to secure partnerships and financing. While Donia's wasn't chosen, the owners say they learned so much since taping the show.
What's come out of it since we've been on the show, what we learned, the process of going through, the whole wow, we're really doing this. I don't think we even imagined we'd be chosen that quickly. We heard that people on average audition 4 times, and we got on our first audition.
Donia Ukraine's Kitchen says its next steps are to scale up production so it can get its pierogies, cabbage rolls, and other items onto grocery store shelves across our country. An annual holiday tradition of giving returned this evening with the first night of Kaleo Collective's Little Santas event. Little Santas offers children of single parents the opportunity to shop for a free gift for Christmas. The event made possible through charitable donations throughout our community. Each Little Santa will take home a wrapped gift for their mom or dad, a card, and a holiday picture.
We understand as adults the meaning of giving a gift and exactly what that does for us and how heartwarming it is. And it's equally as important for children to get the opportunity to show their love and appreciation for their parent at Christmas time.
Roughly 600 kids are expected to participate in Little Santas this year. Students at a local hockey school are scoring big for the Ronald McDonald House. Our Lady of Mount Carmel Elementary Hockey Academy held its annual Charity Classic. The exhibition game is a fundraiser to collect toys for Ronald McDonald House. The charity provides lodging and supports for out-of-town families who have a sick child receiving treatment at the hospital. Staff say this event gets kids thinking about helping others who are going through hard times. Just ahead, gearing up for a holiday classic. Team Canada prepares for the biggest teenage hockey tournament on the planet, the World Juniors. Plus, a first step towards the holidays. A young boy is set to receive new robotic legs.
Started, dancing a little bit with me, holding hands, and it was just magical.
Good evening, folks. Another snowstorm going through overnight tonight and tomorrow morning, and blowing snow could impact the morning commute tomorrow. After that snowstorm's done, the deep freeze settles in, and this could be a lengthy one. All those details still to come.
Welcome back. A Vancouver Island boy with cerebral palsy is one step closer to getting around on his own two legs. It's expensive tech, but thanks to an outpouring of support, the 8-year-old will soon have a pair of robotic legs. Brendan Strain reports.
I was crying. I literally just started bursting.
Genevieve Perron is reflecting on the emotions she felt last week when she realized that the fundraising effort she started for her 8-year-old son Elliot, who suffers from cerebral palsy, had reached its goal.
I'm unbelievably grateful.
Want to go faster? Okay.
Young Elliot uses a wheelchair to get around. In late September, he was given the opportunity to test out Trexo Robotics' smart robotic legs, giving him a chance to walk on his own. It was an experience that she says transformed her young son.
Started, dancing a little bit with me, holding hands, and it was just magical.
The legs cost roughly $40,000, financially out of reach for the family. So Genevieve turned to the community, starting that fundraising effort, and she was overwhelmed by the support.
The money came from Elliot's friends at school and their parents by doing bake sales.
The public pitched in, and last week, her co-workers at BCG Engineering got Perron over the line at the company's annual AGM.
It is a totally global, game-changing device that really adds layers upon layers of benefit to these kids.
Trexo Robotics has children with cerebral palsy that have access to the device build better bone density. As well, their core strength is improved with being in an upright position while getting the added benefit of exercise, something that often escapes those requiring a wheelchair.
The Trexo system needs a support frame, so a walk-in frame.
Costing roughly $10,000, which is mostly covered under the province's at-home program. Now the family is waiting for that provincial funding to come through, which Elliot's mother says can be cumbersome, often taking up to 12 months for approval.
But we got to the goal and over the goal.
With the fundraising goal exceeding all expectations, Perron is now looking to use that extra money to expose Elliot to another new experience.
It's a bike that is electric and has a platform in the front to wheel in a wheelchair,
allowing Elliot and his mother to go on bike rides together, something that Genevieve never imagined could become a reality. Brendan Strain, CTV News, Saanich.
Before the World Junior Hockey Championship comes to Red Deer and Edmonton next year, it's taking place this winter in Minneapolis and St. Paul, starting on Boxing Day. Last year, Team Canada finished in 5th place, and the team is vowing to do better this time around. CTV's Glenn Campbell reports.
Here's a feed by the cross. Nichols scores! Team Canada always has high expectations at the World Junior Hockey Championship, but they've been eliminated in the quarterfinals the last 2 years. Last year, Czechia got the better of Canada in the quarters.
Canada should never finish 5th, and I think coming into this year, there's a lot of eyes on us to do well, and I think that's our motivation, do it for the country. We let them down a few times now, and we owe it to them. I expect a lot. I expect to be, one of the top guys. I want to lead this team, and I want to be a leader, show the guys, what it takes and stuff, and hopefully lead us to a gold medal.
McKenna is Canada's youngest forward and has already faced plenty of adversity this season. He was projected to be the first overall pick at this year's NHL draft, but he struggled at times adjusting to college hockey. But he looks like a man on a mission heading into the World Juniors.
Yeah, I'm confident going in the tournament. There's a lot of chatter around my year and stuff, but I think it's a growth year for me. Playing against harder guys, I could have stayed in the dub and put up a bunch of points, but I wanted to challenge myself this year, and I've been getting challenged. So I think that being the NCAA prepares me for this tournament, and hopefully I have a good one.
Another player with something to prove is Flames defenseman Zane Parekh. He was a late cut from last year's team, but no doubt he'll suit up for Team Canada this time around. Parekh says it'll be different having London Knights coach Dale Hunter behind the bench.
Yeah, I wanted to joke with him and ask him if I'm on the dark side now. So it's nice. I think he's a really knowledgeable guy. I mean, he played in the NHL, and he's obviously coached at really high levels, and he wins every year, it seems like.
He's a real good player. He sees the ice so well, and every time he touches the puck, something dangerous is going to happen. And so we lost the video on him, but sometimes it didn't help. So that's a unique player that he can play to that high level.
Glenn Campbell, CTV Sports, Calgary. After the break, skating into the holidays. One viewer celebrating this prairie snowstorm in style.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Welcome back. It's not like it was a warm one today. Minus 14 for a daytime high and 9 degrees cooler than average. But this is about as warm as it's going to get for the next 5 to 7 days. We probably don't get back above minus 14 until after Christmas. There's your snow already coming down quite heavily across parts of the Northwest. Snowfall warning in effect for the Peace River region. Might see some significant amounts of blowing snow in the Edmonton area. I think in general, roughly about 5 to 10 centimeters worth of snow and gusts overnight tonight and through tomorrow morning. Going to be in the 30 to 40 kilometer per hour range. So it won't be as bad as the blizzard-like conditions we had the other day in southern Alberta. And this, as you can see, it spares southern parts of the province. It's from Highway 16 north that we'll see snow and blowing snow overnight tonight and through the first half of the day tomorrow. By about 8 a.m., heaviest of the snow's done, but we're still dealing with some blowing and drifting through the morning hours. And then we get a few sunny breaks late in the afternoon. Snow still coming down, though, right through into the evening hours in northeastern Alberta. And you'll see another little pocket of some heavier snow, maybe 10 to 20 centimeters here. Parts of the Peace Country as well could see maybe 15 to 20 centimeters worth of snow. Again, in Edmonton, we're on the southern edge of this, but in general, roughly about 5 to 10 centimeters. Last storm gave us 10 to 15, so it won't be as much as the last storm, although still going to pose problems on area highways tomorrow morning. Minus 23 in Fort McMurray tomorrow morning, minus 24 in Grand Prairie. Wind chill is going to be in the mid-minus 30s, be about minus 18, feeling closer to minus 28 with wind chill in Red Deer and here in Edmonton. Wind chills in the minus 32 to minus 36 range across the north tomorrow. Daytime highs stuck in the minus 20s for most areas. Minus 35 range for wind chill tomorrow afternoon. Lloydminster and Coronation. Even Red Deer for most of the day is looking at wind chill in the minus 30s and will have wind chill in the minus 30 range pretty much all day tomorrow as temperatures drop. Minus 18 in the morning, minus 21 in the afternoon. Blowing snow through the morning, then some sunny breaks. Still gusty, though. Winds should die down on Saturday. We'll get to a high of about minus 22 and more minus 22s, minus 23s for daytime highs as we welcome in winter. Winter solstice starts Sunday. All right, when will this finally start to break? Well, after a cold one tomorrow, it looks like by Christmas Day, we're back into the minus 15 range. So you've got a good string of 5, maybe 6 straight days with daytime highs stuck in the minus 20s.
People across the prairies, including right here in Edmonton, got hammered by the storm that blew through. But one person made the most of the frozen roads, making for a very Canadian moment. This viewer submitted the video was taken near Belmont, Manitoba, where one local decided to make the most of the icy conditions and go for a skate down the highway. It was possible thanks to the freezing rain that had turned Highway 23 into an absolute skating rink. It also serves as a good reminder for anybody out on the roads that it's slippery out there and to take extra care. What a good time. Now that's all from us on this Thursday night. Thank you so much for joining us on CTV to close out your day. We'll be back with you tomorrow night to wrap up the week. Be here at the same time, same place. Until then, take care. Goodbye for now.